Saints quarterbacks Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough both cooked in the first OTA practice open to the media, and they did not disappoint. These two guys are starting the quarterback competition off with a bang. Not only did they have good days, but Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed were out there looking good and healthy and building connection with the young quarterbacks. Lots of exciting things to talk about from this first viewing of Saints OTAs. My name's Cash, and before we dive more into that, I'd appreciate it if you would help us reach 10K. We're super close, we're like less than 50 away now. So I'd appreciate it if you would take 5 seconds to subscribe, help us get there, like the video, and stay up to date with more Saints and NFL related content. Thursday was the media's first look at the Saints practice at OTAs. They had to look at rookie minicamp, but some of those guys were just tryout players and camp invites, not actually on the roster. Now they got a first look at second-year quarterback Spencer Rattler, some of the veteran players who have been around, and now going into like year 2, year 3, looking at Alontae Taylor, Kool-Aid McKinstry. We're getting more looks at the team as a whole, more so than just some of the young, inexperienced guys. But of course, the biggest topic of discussion at these OTAs, and really just throughout the entire rest of the offseason, is going to be the quarterbacks. Spencer Rattler, the second-year quarterback, versus Tyler Shough, the hand-picked quarterback competing for the #1 quarterback spot on the team. And these two guys started this competition off hot at OTAs. And first I'm going to mention that Spencer Rattler got first team reps with the offense on Thursday, while Tyler Shough got the second team reps with the offense on Thursday. However, though, Kellen Moore after practice did confirm that Rattler and Shough have been rotating by the day with the first and second teams. So while Rattler was with the starters on Thursday, chances are Shough was with the starters on Wednesday or something like that. And that will be the case for the rest of the offseason. He also said Jake Haener had snaps with the ones the other day. So it's not really a significant deal that Spencer Rattler had reps with the starting offense. It's just part of the rotation. Now, in terms of the actual plays and how they did at OTAs, both of these guys looked, according to basically everyone, looked great. The first tweet we got from Nick Underhill after the practice was that Spencer Rattler looked awesome running the first team offense. That means a lot. He looked awesome, went 8 for 8 throwing downfield some, and also said Tyler Shough had a great highlight hitting Rashid Shaheed on a deep bomb down the field. Now, in terms of Spencer Rattler looking awesome, that's what you want to hear. You love to hear that. Year 2 for Spencer Rattler is going to be a big jump. He has to have a natural leap from year 1. He's got more experience. He has an actual offseason now. He went through the motions last year and has the most NFL starting experience on the team at the quarterback position. So taking this leap from year 1 to year 2 is very important. Spencer Rattler never got to throw or play with the starters, even like in camp last season. Now he's getting to do that on a, I'm assuming, pretty consistent basis, and I'm sure that helps being able to throw to Chris Olave instead of Mason Tipton every single play. I'm sure that helps for sure. And based on what everyone had to say, Spencer Rattler looked more comfortable than he did last year. He was sharp, decisive, he was on point, his passes and plays were on schedule, he was reading the defense well, he was playing with rhythm, getting the ball out fast. Basically everything you want to hear from your young quarterback going into their second year. They're developing, they look a lot better than they did the year before. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that they're progressing, especially when it comes to this quarterback competition. And it's a good thing that Spencer Rattler is doing this. He should look more NFL ready right now than Tyler Shough. Shough hasn't even had 7 NFL practices, so it's good that Rattler looks better right now and that he's dominating practices, because that means he went to work this offseason. If Spencer Rattler didn't look better than Tyler Shough or more comfortable, that would be an issue. But that's not the case. He looks really good out there. He looks comfortable. And he is not just going to let Tyler Shough come in and take his job. Spencer Rattler is not going down without a fight. Now, as for Tyler Shough, from what everyone in the media had to say, he looked pretty good as well. He was a little bit more hesitant at times going through the motions, which is okay. He's still obviously figuring out NFL offenses, learning the language, going through reads. But from the sounds of it, Tyler Shough had the play of the day, hitting wide receiver Rashid Shaheed downfield on a 50-plus yard bomb down the sideline on a sluggo route. Matthew Parvis said that it was a beautiful deep ball to Rashid Shaheed down the sideline, got the defenders to bite with a pump fake on a sluggo route. It was a sluggo is a slant go, and based on everything I was able to learn, he hit him in stride. He didn't have to come back to the ball, and it would have been a touchdown. So it was a deep ball down the sideline. Tyler Shough had the play of the day, hitting Rashid Shaheed for a huge gain. So Tyler Shough had the play of the day, but Spencer Rattler also had some really good moments as well. Spencer Rattler, of course, like we said earlier, went 8 of 8, meaning he threw 8 passes and completed all of them. The ball did not touch the ground, and there were 0 incompletions. He had back-to-back darts to Chris Olave on dig routes over the middle, building that connection. Rattler to Chris Olave, that's what we want to see. And Michael Jacobson had a big play down the seam. Rattler threw it, splitting 2 defenders, the safeties I'm assuming, finding Michael Jacobson down the middle. And Spencer Rattler also had a deep ball to Dante Pettis as well that only he could make a play on, and that ended up being caught. So that is also really good from Spencer Rattler. Didn't have the highlight play of the day, but had the consistency, was looking sharp, looking comfortable, and had some really good plays as well. Tyler Shough went 7 of 8. And like we mentioned earlier, had the 50+ yard completion to Rashid Shaheed on a sluggo. Some people mentioned that Tyler Shough though might have gotten sacked or had to throw the ball away if there was pressure or an actual defense due to him holding onto the ball just a little bit tad too long. But regardless, it's what, his 3rd NFL practice against NFL players and not rookie tryout players. He's supposed to kind of be a little bit hesitant. He's supposed to be going through the motions and still learning stuff, and he still has a few months and a few weeks to figure out how to get up to NFL speed. So I'm not really worried about this. Going 7 of 8 though in your 3rd, 4th NFL practice against NFL starters and NFL players, I think that's pretty damn good. Regardless of who you want to win the starting quarterback job, I think it's great that both of these guys put on a show and are looking really good. We want a competition. We want a back and forth. We want to see Spencer Rattler won this day, Tyler Shough won this day. Spencer Rattler's dominating. Tyler Shough looks awesome, because that means that the Saints might have 2 good quarterbacks. Competition makes players better. And how bad would it be if it was just one-sided? We want to see back and forth competition. We want to see these guys going at it. And we want to see these guys fighting for the starting job. Now, you could maybe argue that the Saints secondary being bad and being a concern is the reason why these quarterbacks was lighting them up. And that's a fair argument, because the cornerbacks and the secondary has been a concern all offseason. They lost Paulson Adebo to the New York Giants. Alontae Taylor has had his ups and downs throughout his career. On Thursday, he was playing both in the slot and outside, kind of playing everywhere according to reporters. And when it comes to 7-on-7s, you have to also consider the fact that Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler are not dealing with pressure. There's no offensive line and there's no defensive line. Spencer Rattler doesn't have to try and look over the guys, and there's no defensive lineman trying to sack him or trying to bat passes. They're not playing with pressure. You have to keep that in mind. So while they looked really good, you also have to take that with a few grains of salt. And on top of that, not everyone on the Saints defense was there. Demario Davis wasn't there. Tyrann Mathieu wasn't there. Chase Young wasn't there. And the defense, obviously, needing veteran good players matters. So again, 7-on-7s, no pressure, defense missing some players, and the secondary is already a concern. Take it with a little bit of grain of salt, and it is just OTAs as of right now. But either way, though, I think the quarterback's looking good. Could either be true, or the secondary could also be really bad, or maybe both. We'll learn more over time. As for the rest of the guys who were not at OTAs, kind of the attendance of the players who were and weren't there, and reminder that this is optional and voluntary. Taysom Hill was not there. Tyrann Mathieu was not there. Alvin Kamara, as usual, was not there. JT Gray was not there. DeMarco Jackson, Demario Davis, Devon Godchaux, Nathan Shepard, and Chase Young were not at OTAs. Kellen Moore gave an update about Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau, saying that the 2 guys won't practice until training camp, which is in July. They're both coming off season-ending injuries, even though Foster Moreau was at the end of the season, literally the last minute of the season, but both suffered injuries and they're still recovering and they're still in the rehab process. And as for the guys who were at the practice but they weren't on the field participating, Dallin Holker, the tight end, Jake Haener, Foster Moreau, Quincy Riley, James Burnap, and Blake Grupe were not practicing, that they were present, and Blake Grupe and James Burnap are not injured. The other guys are. Holker has an ankle injury, Jake Haener oblique, Foster Moreau, like we said, the knee injury. Quincy Riley had a procedure done, I think, recently. Not exactly too sure on what, but those guys are injured. And in case you missed it, quarterback Jake Haener suffered an oblique injury after practice on Wednesday, which is likely going to keep him out until training camp, which is why he was not practicing. He was part of the quarterback competition. We did a whole video on that yesterday, so if you want more detail, go check that out. But now with Jake Haener being out, that's giving Tyler Shough and Spencer Rattler more opportunity to get more reps and improve their stock and make a case for them to be the starting quarterback. And even rookie undrafted quarterback Hunter Dekkers is making a case now with more reps. With Blake Grupe being out, Charlie Smith was the kicker, going perfect on the day, 4 of 4. Some additional notes was that Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed had really nice days. Both of them looked healthy, both of them coming off injuries. Shaheed with the knee, Olave with the head and concussion injuries. Both are out there, both building connection with the young guys, both making plays, it sounds like. And they're going to need to keep making plays for these young quarterbacks and be reliable for them, which is great. You want your top 2 wide receivers building a connection with the young quarterbacks, building chemistry, because we need these guys to have some really exciting connections. And the final note I want to say before we get out of here is that we got some pretty good news on the offensive line, but we're going to talk about that in a video tomorrow. I mainly wanted to talk about the quarterbacks for today. That's all I got for today's video. I appreciate you tuning in. My name's Cash. Let me know down in the comments what you make of the quarterback battle between Rattler and Shough. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, help us get 10K, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one. Peace.